Happy rails to you. Welcome back, my friends. Happy rails to you. It's good to see you again. Thanks for watching my channel and the videos. Sometimes they go real fast and sometimes they're slow. Happy rails to you. Thanks for watching. Well, hello guys. I'm back. It's actually been 10 days since that last clip you just watched, and I haven't really gotten anything done on the out in the train room, out in the shop area. And it's just been cold. It's been rainy. These last few days, it's been warm enough to go out in there and work. I hadn't really felt much like it. And here we are now into Christmas week. And as Christmas, I don't know whether we'll have anything together and cleaned up, at least cleaned up in the shop area by the first or after the first. But we're going to try and see. It's been just too wet to go out and get the few materials that I need now. I can't carry paneling or sheetrock or any other flat construction material out in the rain. And that's that. Still need insulation. Got to get the insulation. Do have all the cracks, I believe, filled now. And I think we've got that leak stopped. So we'll see. But as of right now, we're into Christmas week. In a couple of days, Christmas will be here, and any train running will be after Christmas or after the first of the year. So here we are. But I've decided, I've done some other projects while in this meantime. I also collect cap guns. And several years ago, I got rid of a few of my cap guns, the overflow, and just decided, culled them out and just decided to keep the cap guns that meant the most to me. Well, I did not have my Hopalong Cassidy cap gun. I lost it somewhere along the line. I've had the holster all this time and don't know what happened to the cap gun. So I got another cap gun and repaired it. And I wanted to show that to you. Now this gun had this one handle and it was really dirty. I got them cleaned up some. This side was cracked and missing. This whole lower part of this handle was missing. So I took some Plastistructs and re-glued and built up this handle and reshaped it in this area that it was missing in. That's the original part. This is the new part. This is all new down in here. And I redid the lettering as much as well as you can see it. It says Hopalong Cassidy. Hopalong Cassidy. I really needed a real fine pin felt tip or gel. With some really good ink, which I didn't have, so I did the best I could with it. Now this gun had some issues. All the working in it, the springs and everything was missing in it. This was sprung, so when you put it up, it kept falling down, You tighten this up, and it would still fall down. So I adjusted it and fixed this hammer. And then I went in and fixed the whole gun so that you cannot pull the trigger back unless you put extreme pressure on it and break it. Or same with the hammer, you can just pull it back a little ways. The reason why I did that is because I don't have the springs and things for it. It will not pop, it will not click, it will not shoot anyway. And it's just a conversation piece for nostalgia. All original except for the repairs that are made to it. And this is frozen, so it has to be forced open. It will not just open on its own anymore. That's it. It's not to be played with anyway. So, but it is complete. And it's actually a nice looking pistol. Also, I had two other projects I worked on. One I'm still in the process of working on. One is the Rifleman rifle. And trying to get a little more light on the camera here. There we go. One is the Rifleman rifle, who was made by, but anyway, and the other was my Scout rifle. And Hubley was the manufacturer for both of those. Here's the Scout. I'm still working on it. This whole butt was broken off and missing. And I got a butt for it and cut it down, honed it out, and refit it. They had to make a repair here because this casting was broke off, which holds this in place. And so I built one out of aluminum and got it fixed in place. It will not fully cock, but I can cock it with the hammer and it will fire. The only reason why it will not fully cock is because when I replaced this piece, I had to put a screw in right here, and that screw keeps this from cocking full cock. It hits up against it. So it puts pressure on this, and I don't want this to break back off. This is epoxied on. And no matter how good the epoxy in this old pot metal, enough pressure and it'll pop. So, again, it's good enough for me and probably good enough for another collector, as it's in really nice, fair condition now, or good condition. And once I'm going to redo this handle somewhat to where it matches this up here. It's not going to be a perfect match because this is old and it's yellowed and it was supposed to be white. And now it's kind of an ivory color. So, but we're going to do it anyhow. And we're going to do that. So right now I'm waiting for it to dry. There's some things on it that yet need to dry. they had broke the frame itself was deteriorating. And so when they broke or took off or tore off the old handle, because it was some left of it on there and it was pretty raggedy. Apparently somebody took it and looked like they might have taken it and just slammed it down like that and busted it off. But this had that something like a zinc rot, casting rot, and it actually crumbled in my hand from here, from the distance of here, all the way up to here, where you see these screws. So I had to figure out how I was going to reattach it so that it'd be stable. This up here, this portion had no zinc rot or casting rot, and it was solid. But I knew these two screws wouldn't hold it. So I put it back together as I would if it were a Winchester or another rifle. And it has the bolt up through the bottom, which went right into the casting. And so it turned out raw, and it's real solid. But as I say, I'm waiting on it to dry some more. So I had to use some filler in the stock, in the butt, to fill some of the whole area down on the inside of it, take up some of the space so that that bolt would be solid, not move around. The rifleman rifle is complete. It had a similar problem. This handle, the butt was broken off of it, but it was complete. It had no rot, no casting rot. It was missing the cap holder, which usually pops down from here. And so I built kind of a door or a closure for it, so that slot would no longer be there, but show that it would be able to do that again. And it's just a temporary permanent repair that can last the rest of its life unless somebody tears it out. And it's a simple fix. It's just actually, I shaped it out of aluminum and fixed it in place, and then it's actually epoxied in. So it will come back off without really harming anything. And I say epoxy, it wasn't actually epoxy. It was a type of super glue. Soak that in alcohol for 3 or 4 hours. Soak that down with alcohol. It'll come loose. Again, I had to reshape, refashion this butt, which is a different butt than the other butt. That one's weighted and this one's not. That one's a little larger, thicker than this one. That one was for a pump repeater, and this one is for a Winchester or a Crossman type gun, pellet pistol. Came out really nice, I think. Again, we have the bolt down here, as this is actually the way these were put together, with this part that comes down to the handle. But instead of this going all the way up through here, all the way into the shell, like a real gun, and like I had to do the other one, this portion of the rear of the gun here that goes down into the handle, and it has a nut in the bottom of it, and so you just screw your bolt into that nut. This gun cocks and fires. So it is pretty much original, except for the butt. I repainted this butt to kind of match the stock. It's a little different color, but it looks good with it. I was looking through a magazine and on eBay, and there actually were some that were made that had the little darker stock with a more reddish wood. But so over and all in all, it came out good. It is solid. And it will look good on my wall in my train room. I've got a wall, and nobody has hardly ever noticed it because it's such a small area, that's dedicated to my Western heroes. Gene Autry, Roy Rogers, Gunsmoke, Restless Gun, etc., etc., Lone Ranger, Hopalong Cassidy. And so those will be the addition and the completion of my small gun collection that I never completed. And really, guns are like trains. Once you start collecting them, unless you get picky and decide you want certain ones, you're just buying guns all the time. So I never did want to own a bunch of cap guns, or a bunch of guns for that matter. But anyway, don't need them. I just like the way they look, and the fact that I had these particular guns when I was a kid. I used to get a new gun, every year for the 4th of July, or sometimes on my birthday. All right, so enough of that. I decided to go ahead, and I'm going to share this with you. So that I can go ahead and post this video, and we'll do another one probably next week, around the 1st of the year. We're going to see what happens when I get back out there. But I wanted to go ahead and get a video posted. And as I said, I didn't do anything at all there for a little while. And then I said, okay, well, I've got plenty of stuff around here to do. And I had my 3252. Again, you can't see it very well. But my 3252. This is an Ives, and as you can see, I've been handling it today, and just all of a sudden, lettering started just disappearing. So, but it is there. It is an Ives. I don't know if you can tell it or not, but Ives number 3252. And I think I showed you an earlier video on this. And so it needed a better light for it. So I'm putting a light on it. It's missing the handrails. I'm making handrails for it. And put the bell on it. And then this will be pretty much completed. I've also made a light cover for it. And I've got this bent up right now so I can attach the wire to it. But this goes on, and then it slides back over it. And the bulb sits right on the end. And I made this plastic lens cover. This was a magic marker, a small magic marker. In the empty case. Okay, so I'm going to get back to this. I've got this mounted, and I've made the cover. And I just lined up the hole for my wire. But before I put all of that together, I got to get this stuff over here. The bell. And my rails, which I just dropped one of. My little keepers. See them there? And I think by me dropping that, I dropped the rail and a keeper, which I'll probably never find. Here we go. So we're going to take these rods that I built, that I cut rather, and they go in there. Then they bend. Oh, let's see. I want to make sure I got too much in there. Down like this. I'm going to let that off for a minute. Then we have to take the pliers and bend them again, right about here. Like that. So I'm going to go ahead and bend another one about that same way. Using this for a guide. Bend it right about here. right here. See if we can't bend them all. That one looks a little different. And it is. Not much though. It's okay. Bend it there. Just about bend it without the gauge. But we better use a gauge. All right. So these little keepers should in fact have some type of nut or keeper on them. Those little eyelets. I hate these types of glue dispensers. Okay. But unfortunately, they do not, so we got to use this route. Put them in place, slide it, rod through it. Let's see if I can show you what I'm doing. And then put the rod in this hole down here at the bottom. And bend your rod on the inside. And there you have it. There's your eyelet. There's your rod going into the cap. Here's your rod here into the cap. And we've got to bend this one down here. Push it out just a little bit, like that. And then bend it down. So it doesn't come out. Okay. Go a little further with that. There we go. Okay. That's going to be a problem. Gotta get it tighter. And we'll get another one. We'll do the same. Put an eyelet on it. Get a glue on it. There we go. This one's got to come out some like that. Yeah. And we gotta turn it this way. Okay. Gonna bend it down. Must not got enough glue on that. And yeah, I didn't put it tight like I did the other. I turned this one up. I didn't turn it up tight enough. So I bend it back down and turn it up again. There we go. I don't know what I'm doing. Twisting on me. There we go. This little booger just don't want to act right. So we're going to give him a little extra help. And as you can see, if it comes out of the hole while you're trying to get it situated, it's a booger bear. Okay. That's that one. I've got to get, as I say, 2 more for this other 2. So I look in my small parts box. See if that is where, and I did. I put them in the small parts box where they belong. which is not where they were originally. Okay. Now you can get these from any jewelry supply. Little eyelets. They're called screw eyes. Screw eye cups. And they come 10 in a package. I'm sure you can get more if you need more. That's what they look like. You can get them. Now, folks, this is not a commercial for this place. But this is where I buy a lot of my little parts like that from personally. JewelrySupply.com. I am in no ways being paid, or are they sponsoring me to say that. Like I say, that is what I use personally, and I'm just sharing that with you. You'd be surprised how many neat things you can get that are similar or the same exact thing that they use on trains. Another way to go with that is to get the small I can't think what they call them now. But Marx used them on their engines, just not this small. To use their handrails, to put their handrails on. Unfortunately, I just dropped another one of those screw eyes. And like the other two, it completely disappeared. All right, guys, we're going to stop that video right here. As this is a combo video, and it's a rather long video, or lengthy. So we're going to pause it right here and pick it up with a second half in a couple of days. All right. As always, Jesus Christ loves you, and God is love. All right? This has been a Catzilla production. Bye for now.